In the early 2000s, there was a brief, shining moment. There was a beautiful union of form and function, which we call the Bohrok. This is the LEGO Group's greatest toy. This is their magnum opus. This is peak design. Every square inch of this toy is jam-packed full of play features, innovative design, and groundbreaking ideas. Ideas that saved LEGO from bankruptcy. Today, I want to do something a little different. I want to share my thoughts on why the Bohrok are the perfect LEGO set. Join me, and let's deep dive into the greatest LEGO set of all time. Just looking at the Bohrok in their base form. These wonderful little insectoid creatures, they're full of mystery and creepiness. And really, they just look magnificent. You got their tiny little white warthog-like teeth on their mouths. They have very striking and piercing eyes on the sides of their face. And a kind of translucent headpiece that's almost reminiscent of the Xenomorph from Alien. There's something creepy about being able to see inside the brains of this creature. It's similar. I like it. All of these details are crammed into a very nice and compact design. They look menacing. They look like a real threat for the Toa to fight. Now, sure, they are all clones of one another. You just swap the colors, there's a few minor differences. It's a little samey-samey. But, you know, these minor differences, they really pack a punch. For example, I love how each of the Bohrok's weapons very elegantly reflect an elemental power. It's quite fun to see all the differences here. And even just the way that the eyes pop up against each of their color schemes. They still have a level of individuality. The subtle differences are actually all you need to make them feel unique, to make them feel like their own characters, and to set them apart from one another. Even though, yeah, they're physically very similar. But as cool as they look, the Bohrok are very famous for the fact that they can turn into a ball. And that alone is just brilliant. LEGO basically made their own version of a transformer. You get hours of play in the ball mode and in their humanoid mode. I mean, heck, why not use this as an actual ball to play catch with? Why not roll the Bohrok around to fight the Toa? Or, I don't know, why not roll them up for easy storage? Even just kind of changing them between forms, that's fun on its own. This elegant little transformation is just addicting to play with, and it's incredibly well thought out. It's so satisfying to see the limbs fold together like this. Everything is so seamless. And what's great is that this isn't one of those transformations that you see on other toys. You know the ones. They look really good in one of their modes. But when you flip them into the other mode, they can look a little bit strange. That is not the case here, thankfully. LEGO just killed it with this design. It's a good-looking toy with some really awesome play features. Heck yeah! Oh, but that's not all. The play features and the good ideas, well, they just keep on coming. The Bohrok have an amazing feature that allows you to pull a lever on the back and they launch their neck forward, like a snake striking at an enemy. I mean, this is fun on its own. But the purpose of this is that you get your Toa, and you can have the Bohrok kind of peck at the Toa's mask to knock it off. From here, you get your Bohrok, you flip the visor down, and you expose the Krana inside. You can then launch the Krana out of the Bohrok's face, and then you get the Krana, put it on the Toa, and now you've got a kind of possessed character that just becomes a part of the Bohrok swarm. Okay, from a toy design perspective, this is genius. It ties your older toys in with your newer ones. In typical LEGO fashion, your old toys don't become outdated. No, you can keep playing with them. In fact, you're encouraged to take out those old toys and play with them alongside the Bohrok. And if you didn't get any of those original Toa, well, now you have to if you want to enjoy the Bohrok to their fullest. You gotta collect them all. Oh, and these Krana, they have a collectability aspect to them as well. Each Bohrok comes with multiple different colors and multiple different designs for their Krana. So now as a kid, you're like, well, I need every single one. And remember, in the Bionicle story, the Bohrok appeared in large swarms. You could easily army build these guys and have entire hordes of them. See, that alone is reason to collect a bunch of them. When you play with these guys, you gotta have it be story accurate. You need an army. You need to buy lots of them. Especially because the type of Krana that you got in every Bohrok set, it was randomized. So you could buy the exact same Bohrok 3 different times, and each time you would get a brand new Krana. Or you could go out and buy the Krana mask packs and grow your Krana collection even further. And see, in the story, each Krana, it had different powers. So there was even more incentive for you to buy more and more. Because when you play, you gotta have the coolest looking Krana in the exact right color, and you have to get the one with the most awesome power, right? So look at that. The story behind these characters, the very design of them, it incentivizes you to buy more and more of these toys. That's smart on LEGO's behalf. Now, sure, say what you want about the kind of capitalistic nature of that, but still, I'm glad LEGO did this, because ultimately this is what got them out of bankruptcy. Bionicle was the theme that saved this company. And it's reasons like this that they actually made money and, well, LEGO is still around today. And hey, from my personal experience, and I'm sure others share this as well, owning lots of these toys was electric. The world of Bionicle came to life. That Bionicle story was so much fun to act out as you played. And every time you got a new set, or you got a new mask, it just enriched the world of Bionicle even more. This goes beyond making money to sell toys. When you had these sets, the little extra levels of playability, the deep storyline, it made these guys the coolest things in the world. And collecting them all, it was actually really fun. Okay, so we're seeing how the story, the play features, and the designs of these toys all worked together to produce a toy that was the most fun thing in the world. But there's one more detail that makes these sets the best. It's something that the other sets also did, but I think personally the Bohrok did it in the best way. It's the canisters, the boxes that these sets came in. See, these also had some kind of story significance. The Bohrok nests, they look a little something like this, which is essentially just all of the canisters stacked together, right? And as the Bionicle story once said, you wake one, you wake them all. And the Bohrok burst out of their nests and awaken. So you gotta keep the box. No need to throw it out whatsoever because it ties into the story. The canister is a valuable part of your play experience. On top of that, you can use them for storage. The lids of the canisters, they had these kind of like attachments on the end. You could pop it off, and you'll see that the base of this piece, it shares a similar pattern to the back of the Bohrok. If you link that onto the section, put it back onto the canister lid, and screw it on, and suddenly look at this. You got a Bohrok resting inside like a bug in a cocoon. Of course, it does look a lot better when you remove the label on the back of the canister so that you can actually see inside, which it encouraged you to do. But see, this is genius once again. LEGO is encouraging you to not throw away the packaging, eliminating waste and helping the environment. Heck yeah. It's kind of shocking that we don't see stuff like this in the modern era of LEGO sets today. Keeping this for storage and for play, it seems very environmentally friendly. And LEGO is doing all sorts of stuff to be environmentally friendly today. Like paper bags instead of plastic bags inside your sets. I don't know, I would love to see them return to something like this. An initiative to encourage consumers to use the packaging alongside the toy when you play with it. I think it's a brilliant idea, both from an environmental perspective and from a play point of view. It just blows me away that every single aspect of this set was well thought out. It transforms. It has gear mechanics. There's collectability with those Krana masks. You can then use them to interface with other sets in your collection. And it's fun to collect all the different color variants. It's fun to army build them. It's so much fun to look at the story behind these characters and let that inform the way you play. And then you're probably going to go out and buy the books and comics to learn even more about the characters. It never ends. And the frickin' packaging itself ties into how you play with the toy. Every square inch of this set was so well made and so well thought out. It created a world of imagination, creativity, and play. And I haven't even got to the fact that this is a Lego set and you can take it apart and use the pieces for something else. Every Lego set is good, but the Bohrok hit different. And hey, to top it all off, you could buy this back in the day for $8. That's a steal. I feel like today, any toy company would charge triple that price. And for the amount of playability that's packed into this toy, it would kind of be fair for this to be hella expensive. It's justified to some degree. But no, Lego made these cheap. And thankfully, they're still actually somewhat affordable today. On average, a Bohrok set costs about $20 or $25, which is pretty good. Oh, actually, I think that's in Australian dollars anyway, so that's like $15 US. Sure, the prices vary depending on condition, where you buy it, what currency you're using, all that kind of stuff. But man, it's wonderful to know that most people will still be able to afford the legacy toy that is the Bohrok. I love these toys so much. And yeah, I don't know, I was just hungry today to talk about why these are so clever. And don't worry, I will be doing individual reviews on each of the Bohrok sets in time. So if you're hungry for more, stay tuned. Especially because, hey, Lego knew that the Bohrok were popular and they said, hey, let's make the Bohrok Carl, which are basically just silver versions, and they're great as well. So yeah, plenty more Bohrok stuff to come. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this cheeky little discussion video. Thank you for watching, happy building, and bye for now.